You know, and we are on. Welcome. I know this is, folks are on a little late, but we're here. It is the GHB Spotlight, your number one show on my network. Yes, kids. We are here. I am James Lott Jr. Of course, that's Frank Moran. Hi, Frank.
James, we're back again.
We're back. And it's going to be Men's Day because Lucretia can't make it. She's out of town. She sends her love to all of you. You can follow her, of course, where all Lucretia lines are sold at LACRETIALYON, because there is only one. Only one. We looked. There's only one, bitches. So go ahead and follow her there. We were off for a few weeks because James Lott Jr. had some stuff to do, and the chat is up now.
You know?
I was popular. I was on Jimmy Kimmel Live. I was a taco on Let's Make a Deal. Like, it's a show episode again on Friday. I forgot to do summer reruns. People was like, James, you're a taco. I'm like, no, I'm not. That was 6 months ago. Oh, well, it's and the Hardys. So we are back. We saw General Hospital. Earlier today, we did Wine Our Mini Spotlight. We also did the Bold and Beautiful Mini Spotlight with my co-hosts, Tammy Govea and Amanda Russ. You can check those out. They're up and running now. Check those up wherever you find your favorite podcasts or on JLJ Media on the YouTube channel. This week, I celebrated 1 year in business as an online network. I'm tired, bitches. I'm tired. That's hard work. What was
After
I thinking? What?
After what? No.
A year.
Yes.
I'm tired, Frank. Tired. Also, I have lots of audio dramas, which Frank is on a few and he's coming up on some. So go to any audio platform and type in Forever and a Day, or The Easter Hare, or Cupid's Crossing, or Mistletoe Road, or Claws the Series, or the Real Short Story Podcast. Go ahead and type those in and listen to some great content. It's like soap operas, but for your ear holes. Also, everybody's coming in. Hello, everybody. You got the notification this time. That's good. It is Happy Puerto Rican Day. I am half Puerto Rican, so to my Boricuas, they're celebrating happy day. I wish we were at 51st state, but that's my own little political thing going on. If you have a chance to go to Puerto Rico, you should. It's very beautiful. They have mangoes this big, and it's the bomb. So to my mi gente, I celebrate with you. Also, it's Gay Pride Month. And so to all the make sure everything right, all the letters, the LGBTQIA plus community. So get them all out. We get the alphabets. We see you. We care about you. We love you. You have a place in this world. And if anybody thinks you don't know somebody who's that, I'm one of them. Since the late 80s. Probably sooner, I don't know. But since the late 80s, I'm one of them. And we belong to be, we deserve to be here. And everybody should just be who they are. Who cares? Just be who you are. Like, you're not hurting anybody, be who you are. So we celebrate that also. I think that's all that. Oh, and watch Dishing Days. 20 more. My chocolate twin. He's on right now. They're finishing up over there. But you can check them out on their channel, Dishing Days. They always support us. We support them. Thanks for everything, Frank. Okay, thanks for everything. And my house is hotter than the surface of the sun. So if I start melting into a chocolate puddle throughout the show, it's not. I'm trying to drink my water out of my Metro Quart cup. I'm trying to hold on. Frank,
I need like shirtless. I mean, we could do that too, James.
Well, we could, Frank. I think we'd lose viewers right away. I don't do horror films, Frank. Sorry, I don't do that.
Get out of here, boo.
Yeah, exactly. I'll keep my moves to myself. That's okay, everyone. We won't do that. But I wish I had two people fanning me right now or something. That would be great. Okay. We have to start with this because it's major and it's getting on my nerves. And I used to work in a hospital. And I'm just wondering, Frank, does anybody not walk down a stairwell in a hospital ever? Because I don't understand. So Wes Ramsey is out at GH to make the announcement on Friday, but we haven't found Peter. What are your thoughts, Frank?
I mean, I assume he must be on top of that elevator that Anna couldn't get to work a couple days ago. So I'm sure they dumped his body in there. There are so many things about that exit.
Yeah, I know. Because we'll go back a little bit because I'm just like, that's the, we don't know where the fuck he is. Like, where is he? It's like, just like nobody's noticed that he's dead, like whatever. So he got increasingly crazy. So it was, see, we weren't on when Maxie went off on him. That was a great scene. I think everybody agreed that was a great scene. Wonderful. She finally went off on him. But he went a little crazier. And he was trying to escape. And it was Finn who stopped him. Well, the guy couldn't. They couldn't be in the helicopter over or whatever. But Finn was the one who wanted that anecdote, Frank. He wanted the antidote. And he stopped him. And they're at the top of the stairs, just like a soap opera would do. And he clunks down, hits his head, and then goes out.
It was interesting because that whole week they'd built it up like, 6 hours later, 5 hours later, or 5 hours earlier. I mean, so they kept building up to this, Peter falling down the stairs. And I mean, I did not think, at least initially during the beginning of the week, I did not think that was a fall that killed him. But I guess, I mean, and it seems, at least from what little snippet I wrote, is that he's not just kind of out at GH, he's like out at GH. Like that, like he's dead, not just like dead. I'm like, really?
That's what I'm saying. Right.
So I feel like this was for whatever fans may not have liked the character or the storyline, and it has been frustrating for sure. There have been things that have been terrible. I still feel this was a lackluster climax to that character and that story.
I agree. Now, I've been very vocal on this show for years how much I hate the character of Peter and how he had no chemistry with no one. But I did say evil Peter has gotten me a little more of my attention. They decided to make him just go evil and crazy. Okay. But I agree with Frank. I felt like that's his ending. I mean, it's kind of like, I wish there was something more dramatic, I guess, more open. I was almost wishing it was Anna or Valentine. Like, why Finn? But that's a writer's choice, whatever. But the fact that they've dragged this part out also, it's just so frustrating to me. It's like, let somebody find him and then figure out who did it. Like, it was just so interesting that Liz was like, let's cover this up. But they didn't really, did they take the body somewhere? I'm trying to think, is there something that we're missing? Because they all go into sterile all the time, it seems like. So I'm like, wouldn't somebody see them? So
yeah, it's I mean, they clean up the blood. I mean, nobody spotted them carrying a body out of there, or even if they got like a gurney and put a covering over him or something, nobody noticed him. If they dumped him in the elevator in the elevator shaft, like nobody's gonna smell him. I don't. It just seems that there was a huge chunk missing from, oh, he's dead at the bottom of the stairs, to now his body's hidden somewhere in GH, but we don't know where.
I agree. I just don't. It's just so weird.
And a lack of concern. I mean, I know Finn and Elizabeth are feeling some kind of like, oh, we killed a person, but really he kind of deserved it. But there's really no like, yeah, but this body's hiding somewhere in the hospital. We really need to get it out of here so that
Right.
no one finds him. There's been like none of that talk at all.
No, not at all. I mean, I guess, Frank, if I'm going to do some stretching, it's because they're busy trying to save Chase. Is that their focus maybe right now? Because Chase, we know he's not going to die. They're going to kill him. I don't think he's going to die. But he's getting close. He's like, the DNA thing didn't work out. So I have several thoughts about that too, Frank. What do you think?
Well, my last thing about the Peter thing is that I guess the reason it had to happen was because I agree, I wish it would have been Anna or Valentine or a combination of the two, kind of bringing down Peter finally. But I guess if that happened, then we couldn't be having the storyline of Brooklyn using the
We're going to talk about that now.
Yeah, so because then they would have said like, oh yeah, Maxie Peter's dead, or he's caught. So I mean, I guess Finn and an somewhat accidental death is the only way, and their cover up is the only way you can keep the Maxie side of that storyline going, I guess. So,
True.
but
we're going to talk about that too. We're going to talk about that too. We're going to bring Peter. We're not going to talk about Peter, unfortunately. He's a part of a bunch of storylines, so we're going to talk about that in a second. But yes, that's true too. They had to keep it going. But I would say now we're going to the Chase thing, kind of going from that line over there. The DNA thing didn't work out for the cure. So is he not the father of Chase?
that's a frustrating thing, is that they're all just sitting around clueless after that. And I mean, I was waiting throughout this whole storyline for that typical like house moment where somebody says something in an offhand conversation and then it makes that person go, wait a minute, what did you just say? And then they have an epiphany about how to cure them. We finally get it with Finn and Elizabeth, and he gets all excited and he's writing on all this stuff. So when the cure doesn't work, instead of just like, I am at a loss, I don't know what to do, it's why aren't you breaking down everything that you know about this? And one of the things you would question is the paternity. And that's one of the latest pieces of new information that's come into Chase and Finn's life. So why wouldn't you question like, well, maybe that test isn't right. Should we at least run that again?
Frank said it. I'm with you on that one. And because when they finally brought Chase's parents around, finally, Kim Delaney and Gregory Harrison's characters, good, okay. So I'm like, now he's scared. Gregory Harrison is there. So now let's show that he really is the father. Because I think it was the stupidest decision to make Chase. I like Chase and Finn as brothers.
Yes.
Some brothers, I have siblings who are 20 years younger than me. I mean, it happens sometimes. I mean, it's just kind of, if your parents remarry or whatever, it happens. I have a sibling who's 30 years younger than me, who's just turned 21. I mean, so like, I mean, it's just kind of, that's how it happens sometimes. So I thought, don't make him, I mean, I'm not buying that he's his father. It just doesn't feel natural to me. But I'm thinking they need to start, I mean, I guess, to play devil's advocate, he's frustrated. He's had very little sleep, Frank. So he's kind of frustrated. He's not as clear-headed as he could be, I guess.
Maybe, but it would just be like, if you're using the scientific method, just break it all down.
Yeah.
Push in every piece of data that you know and verify it, and then you should be able to figure it out. It seems like it's a pretty easy jump to make that, oh yeah, all right, let's test Gregory and Chase against each other one more time. Just on the safe side.
We know the Jackie thing works. Clearly, that's his mother. We know that works.
Yes.
But you're right. The whole scene where they swabbed Finn and Jackie's cheek and Finn was doing the voiceover was so cringe. So funny. But they should have swabbed Gregory. Well, I was thinking, well, couldn't it be? I mean, he's his grandfather, so maybe that could work. I mean, like he's just like we test for kidneys and things, like family members. Who's a family member? Let's Finn, you're not done yet. I mean, I know you're frustrated, you're tired, but like I would be trying to get anything I could to figure it out, I guess. And so,
well, I mean, it seems like they're really kind of playing at this connection between Elizabeth and Finn. Are you enjoying this burgeoning, deepening of the friendship at the very least, if not leading to something romantic?
No, it's fine. It's they're colleagues. It's fine, but I feel like they're going to try to make them romantic, and they're going to do that, and then bring Hayden back. I mean, it's typical soap stuff. That's what I feel is going to happen. Having Roger Howarth back, playing this Austin guy, it was a little weird. Seeing how Elizabeth, they're playing a different face. I guess the face. I guess he changed Franco again. Yeah. Franco. But it was kind of like she just kind of looked down briefly and went about her business. There was no winks, no nods or anything. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I mean, in a way, I guess. And I guess they're not going to put those two together. Right? Like that's not going to happen. I think they'll put this new guy with Maxie, maybe.
Which
I have a feeling.
I mean, I guess, but it's also kind of frustrating. It's like that's kind of how Peter and Maxie started, where it was just like, hey, I'm helping you deliver this baby out in the middle of nowhere, and now I'm your lifeline, and we're gonna become pals.
They again, Maxie keeps having babies not in the hospital. I mean, that's her thing. She made jokes about it. That's her thing. So I'm like, so General Hospital does recycle storylines. You know that. I mean, how many times she's been with a cop?
That's true.
I mean, come on. I mean, it's like they love recycling storylines. So I wouldn't be surprised if they went there. But I mean, it's just, I mean, I don't know. Kirsten Storms just had brain surgery, so I hope she's doing well in recovery. And my little bone to pick with that, folks, is okay, mainstream press. Some of you guys saw this. They refused to mention her General Hospital work in the press. It was Disney Xenon actress, Kirsten Storms.
What?
Frank, that came out 20 years ago, those movies. I remember them. My kids loved them. I remember them. That was like 20 years ago. And I'm like, she was on Days Are Alive since then, on General Hospitals. I'm like, really? I'm like, really? They're going to make him say Xenon actress. I'm like, okay.
That's bonkers.
It is
Uh,
bonkers.
Now, what do you think the odds are that that nurse is really dead?
Oh, I know. Right. Oh, yeah. She's not dead. So she fell. Okay. They all fall for themselves. They broke a leg or whatever. That bitch ain't dead. I mean, because I feel like even if they kill Peter, she gonna come back to collect herself. Be like, excuse me, I get paid, and she's like, what's going on? I want something that
Yeah.
she'll come back. And because Maxie lied, there's a whole weird, which could be a good thing, could be a good soapy thing, because she lied about it. It could be really crazy, and this chick could be, she could be crazy. I mean, she could be crazy. So there is that could happen, I guess. But Maxie was killing it. I did enjoy Maxie looking at her baby through the little window, and Brooklyn kind of. It's kind of funny seeing Brooklyn and Maxie kind of bond over this. So when it comes out, people shouldn't be super pissed, though. I mean, I know Valentine will be pissed, but they should understand Peter is dangerous. I'm hoping to get. I'm like, this is. I wonder how the entanglement is going to happen, because Brooklyn's falling in love with this baby, and so is Valentine. They're falling in love with this child.
Yeah, although I mean, I feel like Brooklyn knows it's really Maxie. So when the point comes, I don't think she's going to be like, no, I'm going to keep this baby now. But I do feel like Valentine's in for just to be crushed.
Yes, which would be interesting if Maxie kept Valentine kind of like a daddy. That'd be interesting. If she said like Willow, the whole Willow thing.
Yeah,
just I was make her. I must think Valentine. I mean, why not? I mean, he's. So I think, well, why not? Maybe I don't know.
No, there's nothing wrong with. There's certainly nothing wrong with that. I mean, the baby's going to be well provided for.
It will be. But I love Valentine at the Quartermaine house. I love it. Hilarious. Everybody's reactions when Nina came back. That reaction was hilarious to me. She was like, "Oh, there's a baby. You're holding a baby." And Brooklyn's here, and like, what's going on? Like, it was to me, it was hilarious. Oh my god, that was kind of funny. Yes, Frank. Tell him, Frank, what's going on.
I will say, as you mentioned, Nina, the one thing is the Nixon Falls story is terrible, but also seeing Nina come back to Port Charles, I'm just like, no, this character does nothing for me now. I'm fine with her, like, just leave and go off to greener pastures. I get nothing out of this.
Well, they have Carly walking in at the end of Friday, so we have yet another confrontation between Nina and Carly. I mean, I'm not looking forward to that. But to have Jax be the one, I mean, okay, first of all, on our other show, Bold and the Beautiful, we actually referenced Michael and Willow on there to talk about another couple who's just equally as boring. Michael and Willow, two good-looking people. But when their scenes come on, I literally start to settle into the ground and become frozen. I'm not, my eyes glaze over. I don't feel anything. I'm not moved to anything. I'm so unbelievably bored by this couple that it's actually comical, because I really want to like them together. I just don't feel nothing. And then you have Jax come in, who I feel even less of anything these days. We're gonna make him. He found they were sleeping together, and they're gonna blackmail. So you don't. I'm like, what? Frank, help me.
This was such I enjoy Jax. He's not been served well for a long time since his return, and this did not help at all. It was just to add blackmail into a storyline that's already so boring. It's just like it's terrible. It's like, I don't understand why they would even add the Jax wrinkle into this. I mean, it's just dragging on for no good reason. Because I do not think that this is going to kill Chase if they told him the truth. And so it's just yes, they're not going to get married. Okay. It just drives me crazy. This is one of the worst storylines that is being dragged out for way too long.
Way too long. I agree, and I just feel like unless Mike's coming back to Port Charles to get after Nina, I mean, it's like they're talking about Nina. Well, like, and why doesn't he go online and look at Port Charles?
Yeah, and when you have Nina talking to Wiley, like, oh hey, you know what? I saw your grandfather and he's doing good. Why are you black? for a kid that immediately blabbed that you're not my real mommy the first time we talked about Nell, that said like, oh yeah, hey, guess what? I saw your grandfather, and no, I wanted to tell your grandma Carly, but she got mad. Why are you telling this to this kid?
I know. It's
It's
they're committed to it, Frank. They're committed. They are committed, and they're doing it. And I'm just like, okay. I'm like, unless Nell's coming back to wreak havoc or whatever, this storyline makes no sense to me.
It's a shame because I like the idea of giving Maurice Bernard something new to do for sure. I mean, and a way to have him not play Sonny. But the whole Nina connection has always bothered me with it. So, it's why I would like to see Mike come back and maybe. I mean, I guess ultimately at some point Sonny's going to regain his memory, and then it's going to be Carly and Sonny coming together. But I'm in no rush for that part to happen at all. I would be excited to get Mike back into Port Charles and just have these connections with people that, much like when Jason came out of his coma as Jason Morgan, everybody just assumed these relationships with him. Then he was like, whoa, 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 hold on, I don't know you. Get off my back. So I'd like to have Mike have those same moments if that's how he's going to react.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's so many things that are stunted that they could go because of this. They didn't go full steam ahead with Nina and Mike. Like, I feel like they keep teasing it a little bit. But I feel like they should just go full hold. Just let her. They need to just make out and just and have sex. I think it should. This guy's very soapy. That will create a major conflict. I mean, there's already conflict that she found he was alive, but that'll make for Carly. Oh, Carly will hate that. Bring back Mike as Mike for a while, and let's see him react to all this stuff. Be kind of fun to watch. So I agree with you. I feel like, yeah, it's time to kind of bring them that direction. Bring Phyllis and Lenny with them. Lenny has the heart problems in the General Hospital. Like there's things they can literally just transfer all of that because Eli's done now. He did his whole thing. He's bad. They can bring it now. The Tanner has people coming in now. All is well. All is well, Frank. All is well.
It's Phyllis, and we talked about this the last time we were on too, is that Phyllis is I've grown tired of Phyllis just with the constant Nina Mike pushing. And it's just like, if we can get past that and just get to some other aspect of Phyllis, that'd be great. But I can't stand the whole, like every scene seems to be about Nina and Micah. Why aren't you guys together? Maybe you should go chase her. And how do you feel? And here's a photo that I took on my phone, and you guys can remember what you look like. I'm like, ugh.
They're all like, Ava's going to hate Nina. Well, she may or may not. Because she may understand, because, now she's going through it herself. Peter, we're going all around today. We're going to get to everybody, of course. We're going all around today. Peter is affected her life too. And so in a weird way, through Cyrus, through all this stuff that's going on. And now we got Ryan happening. So Nina and Ava may understand someone dangerous coming after. I know it's Avery's father, but she's not a big fan of Sonny anyway. She's not a huge fan of Sonny anyway. But I don't know if she'll be super upset. She may be a little bothered, but I don't know if she'll be pissed. I don't know.
True. Because certainly by Nina not saying anything, it did allow Ava to have custody.
It did. She won.
Yeah. Because if she would have brought Sonny back right away, Avery would still be with Carly right now.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So in a weird way, she kind of won. She got her girl. So I don't know if Ava would be completely pissed at Nina, but I don't know for sure. It would depend on how they decide to write it. But I don't know. I don't know. Because Ava does understand stuff sometimes. Like she kind of gets it. But I do want to mention going that direction for a second. We're gonna go all around today, everybody. It's going all around. It's hot. We're going everywhere. The whole I lost train of thought all of a sudden. Ava and Nicholas, and is that really Ryan?
Yeah, I'm going to say no.
Continue the storyline. They're continuing it.
Yeah,
they're going.
It seems with the level of detail that they broke into this crime, where the person was able to get into Windermere, knew the combination to get into this, break the lock of this cabinet to get this knife. I felt like there was too many things that would be beyond Ryan's ability to know. So I don't think it's Ryan. I think Ryan is just a nice red herring for this. I mean, it seems like it could be. I mean, speculation being Hayden, speculation maybe it's Spencer.
That's what they're saying in the chat room.
You know,
they're saying Spencer or Hayden.
Which I'm fine with either. I mean, it seems a little heavy-handed for Spencer in terms of talking about like killing his father. I don't think, or as mad as he is, that going to the level of like physical harm and death to his father seems a little much. Hayden, I could see because she's absolutely livid with Nicholas, so would not mind jumping that to that level of kind of threatening attitude. But Spencer seems a little bit much.
I'm going to challenge Annie Goen. She made a statement that I'm going to challenge.
Ooh. Okay.
She says, I'm going to say it, Nina sleeping with Sonny without him remembering who he is and able to give true consent would be borderline rape. I disagree with that. Not remembering who you are and having a mental illness is two different things. He actually is a man who thinks he's someone else, but he just doesn't remember. So I don't think he can still give consent to have sex. Like that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it would be rape, but it's still skeevy for Nina to know who Mike really is.
Yes. I think so. I think in legal terms it's not rape because he doesn't remember who he is. That's one thing.
He's not mentally impaired though. He just doesn't remember who he's
not impaired. He's able to do everything else. I mean, he's able to do everything else. And if he has an attraction to her, that's his part of his brain is attracted to her. I don't think it's rape. I don't think it's officially rape. I think rape is if he was impaired somehow and couldn't think fully and couldn't do certain things, and then she takes advantage of that. Like if he was drugged or something, that'd be a different story. That's rape. I think it's a fine line. It's just gross her doing that because knowing she knows he's Sonny. But I don't think it's rape. I don't think it's rape. And it's just a bad look for her because he wouldn't be with her if he was Sonny, he wouldn't be with her. That's the problem. So it's just bad stuff. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I would agree. Now, is Nina dumb enough? Is Nina dumb enough to use that pasta sauce that Mike gave her to serve to anyone else that knows Sonny at all?
Oh my God! I want some of that pasta sauce, Frank. I want to try it. Shit, I want some of that pasta sauce. It sounds good to me. I mean,
but if that's the thing that ends up cracking this, I would love it.
That would be hilarious. So she's taking advantage of him not knowing who he is. That's manipulation and advantage, but I don't know if that's legally rape. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know definitely what the legal terms are. But I don't know if that's rape.
No, because I mean, she's not saying are you telling him the truth about his real identity? He's still an able-minded man, able to make his own decisions.
Yeah, making decisions. So, who he is.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, that's the last one to say about that. I mean, I can think what they, whatever about that. But I don't know. I don't know. He's able to do everything. He's able to drive and fight. He's able to take out a gun. I mean, he's able to do all this stuff. So he's not. It's like saying with Jason. So Jason, here's an example. Jason actually thinks he's someone else. He thought he was Morgan. He was Jason Quartermain. Became Jason Morgan. So is everyone who's had sex with him, was that rape? Because Jason. That was not that he had diminished capacity at first. He wasn't like himself, but he's able to do everything he wants to do now. He's able to think and all stuff, and he knows. And at first, he didn't know who he was at first, but now he knows he's a Quartermain. But still, he has a whole different personality. His personality is completely new in this first half of his life. So, again, it's taking advantage of someone and being manipulative. That's one thing. That's if Nia does that, that's completely gross, bad. But in actual terms of rape, I don't know. I don't really think it's rape. We all know that he would sleep with her if he knew it was Nina. We all know that already. But that's taking advantage, and people have taken advantage of people all the time on shows. That's something that's a soap tradition. And not all of it was rape. But there's some you can't judge some identity. No, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't think. Maybe I'll look it up one day, and the next time we see you guys, I can tell you if it legally is or not. I'm not sure. But as a person who has been sexually assaulted. I know what it is. Before you start getting on me about that, I do know what it's like to be raped. That's another story. But I don't know. I don't know if this particular situation is that. I'm not sure. But Jason is a whole different personality, folks. Let's think about it for a second. He's not. He's a whole different person. They said he has a head injury. They're saying he has actual brain injury that caused him to become someone else. So I mean, that's something else too. So there's something to think about. Something to think about. And these are soaps, so that's just kind of how stuff goes. But if they do sleep together, which they may not even do that. I mean, I don't know how long the storyline is going. I have no idea how long this is going to go. It's been going on for now, what, over half a year, 6 months, 7 months?
Yeah.
Oh, Mike Tano thing. It's going on for a while now. So I don't know whether they keep saying, stay tuned. They had Maurice Bernard and Laura Wright going like, stay tuned, everybody. Stay tuned. It's going to get, it's going to get whatever. And it's like, well, so we'll see, I guess, how long it's going to go through the summer, maybe. I mean, I feel like it can't go on. It can't go on forever.
No.
At some point.
I mean, I feel like the next step is to get Mike back into Port Charles, and then that can last for a while. And then does Mike remember that he's Sonny?
I agree with that too.
And I'm in no rush for Mike to remember that he's Sonny, because let Maurice have time to do some other stuff for a while before he laps back into the old I'm Sonny and this is Carly and we're together and blah blah blah.
Yes, so be very interesting. And let's see. Okay, I'm gonna get it to Peter, Cyrus. Well, I mean, we go because we're moving around. So the other thing is Cyrus, the other big takedown, or is it takedown?
Yeah, I mean, before we even dive into that, do you enjoy the fact that we kind of wrapped up these two big bads, pretty much right on top of each other, or would you rather have it spaced out a little bit?
It was kind of weird. It should have spaced out a little bit. I felt like, I said they were trying to do kind of come to a head like these two guys who just been wrecking havoc for so long. Now let's kind of show his stuff happening and his stuff happening, both unraveling.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a little too much. I thought they should have spaced them out. I felt bad for my buddy Riel Andrews because he didn't have much to do. I mean, he kind of came in, she shut him down. He had to stand there. I mean, of all folks that were there, Taggart had less. His daughter's in there. He had less to do. I was like, really?
I'm bummed because it felt like when they were building out this storyline, they were making sure everybody got their little moment in terms of bringing Cyrus down, except for Taggart. Taggart definitely got left out on this one.
I was like, Taggart, he didn't get nothing. So I don't know. But his hair came down by Cyrus. That was all coming in. It was, it was funny because I love anytime Laura and Cyrus are together. I mean, that's just, to me, it's gold. It's always gold. And they've always played the Achilles heel is his love for his mother, or a perceived love for his mother, and what Laura could possibly give him in that kind of way. She's kind of the angel of mercy, so to speak, for him. And that's always it. But he done went crazy. And it was kind of crazy. Like, okay, so he had a breakdown, but then they haven't been in the hospital acting like he was before.
Yeah.
Talking to Carly, like, you sure, Carly, about that? And we're gonna try to blackmail her. And I'm just like, so okay, it's interesting character development thing they're doing there. Because Jeff Korber, who was a great Emmy nominee for this role, is great at showing the vulnerability stuff. I'm trying to think, would he really kill Laura?
I don't know. I mean, I felt like I agree that he's great at showing the vulnerability of Cyrus, but I also feel like the part that doesn't happen in the writing is at least Cyrus at any point acknowledging anything, any wrongdoing that he's done at all in any of this. So it's just constantly, everybody's against me. How can I turn this? How can I exploit somebody to help me out? But there's been no like, I kind of brought this on myself. I'm curious to see what the shows, if they have any more of a plan for Cyrus. I still think there's stuff there to be explored, but I mean, I would see the only way is to either bring him back as a reoccurring villain or bring him back and they start softening him so he can, eventually become some kind of a, anti-hero in Port Charles and build up their relationship with Laura.
I think they're not going to get rid of him. I think he's too good of a villain. I think he's going to weasel his way out of going to prison.
Oof.
Because Carly brought up the whole thing with the feds going to get involved. Now, I just had this weird thing. Something's going to happen that he knows too much of something. I mean, it just can't be that clear cut.
Yeah.
When he was talking to Carly, I was like, he kept bringing stuff up though, kind of. And she was thinking a little bit. I'm like, there's something there. I mean, he may not go right away, or he may go to Penville for a second, whatever. See Alexis and Sean or whatever, how they do that at the library, the co-ed library, which I still think is ridiculous. And I feel like this is too neat. It's too neat.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead. I mean, for as much as it was built up beforehand, it's like we can't get anything on this guy to bring him down. To all of a sudden everything just lined up where it's like, yeah, we got plenty of stuff on you, and see you later.
Yeah, it's a little too neat and tidy for me. And somebody said in chat room, I don't think Cyrus is the boss.
Well, there's been no talk about like these people that he reports to, these other like international people. There's always been that threat of like, oh, hey, your international people get really mad. No talk to them. So
right. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. He's good as a villain. He's one of the first villains that actually makes me feel like he's a villain. And again, his relationship with he's so smarmy as a character, and how he just kind of oozes through Port Charles, just bothers people. I feel like it's unlike Peter, he has a lot of chemistry with other people on the show. So I mean, him and Portia, him and Jordan, there's a lot of stuff going on that he's so good. I feel like they can't get rid of him fully. I mean, I'm like, no, I don't. I mean,
would you rather see him kind of go the way of Julian and Ava, where they did terrible things at first and then they kind of worked them into the canvas a bit?
Possibly, yeah, I think so. I think his redemption story could be trying to, be there for his family. I mean, and try to be there for Laura and Martin. I mean, I don't know. I think he's too good of an asset. I mean, I think people like it. Maybe we could give him a break, take him off the canvas for a little bit, like you said, bring him back.
Yeah,
that could be it or something. Reoccur. I mean, I just think that he's too good that I don't think General Hospital wants to get rid of him. He worked too well for them. He worked really well for them. I don't know. Again, I don't run General Hospital. I don't know what they're doing, but I just feel like he's just too well of a villain that they won't get rid of him full time. I don't think. I don't think so.
Because I don't think anybody had a problem with the actor. I think they just had a problem with just the storyline.
Yeah,
and the length of it.
Yeah, and I like his hair. I think it's just like he's good. Yes, I mean, and him and Lauren, there's a man. I feel like they wouldn't get rid of him that fast when they're just building this whole dynamic between the three of the siblings and what does that mean, and almost like you said about the whole Maxie thing and with the baby. If Peter was to say, you're right, Peter was discovered right away, that would be it. I mean, the baby would go. It just wouldn't. You're right. They went to too much trouble to make that storyline happen. I feel the same way about the Gray siblings. It's like they made such trouble to get the three of them together, and Laura and Cyrus especially, and Nicholas and Cyrus especially. Like there's too much in there. Unless Spencer again is masterminding stuff, and maybe he's working with Cyrus.
I will say, I mean, again, I guess we talked about Taggart not really having much to do. I mean, Martin, even though he's tried to keep his distance from Cyrus, had really nothing to do. And it wasn't until when he showed up in the hospital, it's like, oh yeah, Martin is on this show. I had forgotten about him, which is a shame.
And Carly was just like, oh, I can help you with this.
And then it was over. it was over.
I was like, oh, that's it. Oh, okay. I was kind of like, I didn't expect that. I mean, it was just so like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't even know that. Like there was zero. Like why even have that scene with Laura then? It was just.
Well, I think that's where I'm confused too, because I was like, wait a minute, but I thought,
I know it was that easy. Okay, I guess we should just talk to Carly first, and everything would have been. But I'm hoping that I don't want them to lose Martin. I mean, I think there's something to be. I'd like to see the rebuilding of Martin and Laura's relationship.
Yeah, because she's cold to him. She's like,
oh, for sure.
I would like to see that too. I think that'd be a great to at least get that going. Have Cyrus off the canvas for a while, licking his wounds or whatever he's doing, and then have them try to go close and see what happens. But Martin got his mom back, so
hanging out somewhere else, making hummingbird cake for her, I guess.
Yeah, but they also keep mentioning they always keep saying this to Carly, like, gotta be careful. This whole mob thing isn't easy. Being a boss isn't easy. They're all warning her a little bit. So I feel like something's gonna happen. That she had some good stuff, but something's gonna come her direction. Even though Jason's back, but he hasn't taken over. I haven't even seen Jason in a while. Like, where he is. I don't know. I just think I don't know. I mean, does Jason really want to take over the company, the business?
Or does Carly want to kind of step away from that kind of, I'm calling the shots?
I know, that's gonna be. And on a side note, I'm liking Brando and Sasha. They're very cute. Unlike Michael and Willow, I like them together.
Yes.
They're very cute. And adding Gladys in the mix.
Oh, man, I'm so bummed.
I like Gladys. Makes me laugh.
Damn that character. It is just a caricature of a human being, and it drives me bonkers. And I'm getting so many, flowers and stuff from networks who want to talk to me. Oh, get out.
I love it because she's so annoying. That actress is really good, obviously. Clearly, you don't like her. That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, she's supposed to be annoying. She's totally annoying. And I love how Brando kind of leaves her. Well, you can't just leave me here. I'll get somebody to help you. Okay, I'll go with you. You take mom back. So, okay, see you later. She's like, oh, thanks.
And there's nothing for me back home. I'm going to move in here and take care of you and my grandson. Like, what? No, get out of here.
I know. She wants to get, but I think she's a thorn in her side, kind of. Man, I kind of like that. It's like she's a meddling mom. She's a meddling mom who's usually out for herself.
Who's not a fan of Sasha's.
No, for some reason.
I mean, and maybe it's because, she had the alliance with drug use, but I mean, Sasha's been working it. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what Sasha's issue, what Gladys's, other than the drug addiction.
Right.
Does she have any other issue with Sasha?
Yeah. In real life, Sophia Madsen is pregnant. She posted a picture. She's beautiful in real life.
Oh, all right.
So she's pregnant. She's beautiful in real life. Daisy Flower 40 says Frank and I are agreeing a lot today.
Oh, well, look at that,
dude. Guys are agreeing a lot. Kill Gladys. That's funny. But yes, she is pregnant in real life. So because I saw the other day when she came on, all of a sudden the bump was there. I was like, oh, that they can actually have the bump. I think it's real. I think it's a real bump. I think it's a real bump. So that's what's happening. So yeah, she's pregnant in real life. So yeah, she's preggers, you guys. She's beautiful, and her husband's beautiful. They're gonna have a beautiful baby. It's gonna be unreal. The baby they're gonna have. So it's kind of crazy. It's not fair, Frank. Not fair. At all. But yes, on Stella, your buddy Frank returns to meddle in people's business. What? That's right, because Curtis the Hero, my man, Donnell Turner, Curtis the Hero, and Stella shows up and can I talk to you for a second, Portia? Can I talk to you for a second? I was like, oh no. Oh my gosh, she makes you laugh. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it took her that long to get to really like Jordan. So I can see why she's invested in Jordan. She's not ready to move on from that. She's like, no.
You're right. No. You're right. She put all that. She finally gets liking Jordan. She's like, her and Jordan are like best buddies now. You're right. You wait for this new bitch to come in here and just take over. She's like, no, nah. So I had to laugh. She told me, I remember, let's make myself clear. She goes, I know you're adults. You can do what you want, but whenever you say but, that negates everything you said before that. So I just love that. It was kind of fun. But that's what Aunt Stella does. She bugs. She gets in her son, her nephew's life. As she does, gets in their lives. So it was on brand. It was on brand.
I agree. The thing that was bothering me, I was like, everybody's like praising Curtis, and as much as I enjoy Curtis and Donnell Turner, love him. He wasn't that much of a hero to me. He ended up just kind of sneaking in, got caught, and got shot. I mean,
yeah.
I didn't really do anything. But you did so much. You saved us all. Like, did he?
Right. You kind of botched things up, but that's not a story. But that's that's fine. But he was like saying, I'm not really a hero. You're right, Curtis. You're a hero in my heart. But yes, on the show, this scene, yeah, you kind of botched things up. But I did like everybody. I'm glad everybody was kind of giving attention. Him and Laura talking, him and Portia talking, him and Jordan. It was sweet. It was sweet.
I mean,
And
I love the Laura Curtis relationship.
yeah,
Love it.
me too. Me too.
Yes.
I want more of that. More of that. I mean, it's great. So they're like, was Curtis the hero? I don't think he was the hero, but I think Laura was the hero. She's the brave one in there who got Trina and them out.
Yeah.
And she's the hero. Her and Kevin trying to work together, work that out. And I love when Kevin, when they got back together, and Kevin was like, don't do that again. And she's like, well. And I thought that's such Laura. I mean, I can't promise that. He just kind of smiled and they hugged. She can't promise that. She's Laura. She's Laura Spencer Collins. She can't, come on, folks. Come on. I mean, yeah, you know.
I did like Trina getting into Curtis's hospital room and yelling at him to wake up. You've got to wake up. Like, what? All right. Okay, Trina. There you go. You're yelling at him when you were mad at him, and now you're yelling at him when you like him.
And Stella was like, "Oh, I see they're getting along." And she was like, "I'm like, oh, I see that. I see some progress was made." Like, yeah, girl, yeah, you've been rambling around for a while. You have no idea. You were busy on Bob Hart's Abishola on CBS at night on Mondays.
But I'm glad they got her back though. That was nice.
Yes, it was nice they brought her back. I mean, again, it makes sense when someone is hurt.
Yes.
That person they're close to should be coming back. So I mean, we were like, i.e., earlier with Chase's, parents, they should be there at some point. I mean,
do you want them to pick up that dead storyline where both Trina and Stella did the 23andMe and found out they each had a match? Do we want that to continue?
I know. I think folks want it. I think folks want Trina to be Curtis's daughter. I've seen stuff online about that. They're still talking about it.
Yeah.
I think this is fun. I don't know if guys in the chat room want that, but that's what they say. Oh, yeah, 35 people. They really do want that to be the outcome, the end game. So I'll bring Portia. People like Portia and Curtis together. I don't mind them together. I like them together. That's fine.
Which is nice. I'm fine with it too. But then I feel like the question of Trina's paternity is like that little grenade that's going to blow up and stop their relationship from coming together.
Of course, Frank. Hello. You're right. Hello.
Great.
How long have you watching the show? You said it correctly. That's the whole point. Exactly. They get together and this thing comes out. I mean, that's the whole point. Then he goes back to Jordan for one night. I mean, that's how it works.
Oh.
Come on, Frank. You see these stuff, these shows.
Yeah, I know.
That's exactly how that works. That's exactly. Every couple can't be happy. There has to be some kind of thing, a powder keg, they always called it, moment that just blows up.
Yeah, but it's frustrating because it's like what broke Curtis and Jordan apart were secrets. And again, now it's going to be the same thing with Portia. So it's like, I'm fine with a couple not working out, but I'd really love it to be a different reason than just secrets for, the same thing over and over again. Unless Curtis can get a thing for women who keep secrets from them.
I agree. Unless she's just very staunch and goes, I really thought it was Taggart. I mean, I really didn't know it was you. I guess. What's Taggart going to do? Cry in Jordan's guest room? I know, they haven't really done much with him either, so I don't know what's going on there. It can all ramp up, obviously, soon. That can all ramp up, and that could be the thing. So, I mean, because now, except this chapter is kind of closed. So seeing how because now it's Curtis's nightclub. I have a feeling something big's going to happen there. I have a feeling.
It is interesting though, because now that you've taken Cyrus and Peter off the canvas, I'm wondering what the big thing is that's going to happen at Curtis's nightclub.
I know.
Yeah, it's
that's if Peter and Curtis are really, and Peter and Cyrus are really gone. I
mean, I feel like it seems like Peter is. I mean, I feel like Cyrus is gone for just a little bit.
I will not be fully convinced that Peter August / Heinrich Faison is gone until they show me his dead, cold, mangled body and say, yes, we're going to say he's dead.
No,
and even then, sorry, Frank. Even then, I would go to Prospect Studios, ABC, over in Burbank, and I want to go check. I want to go on set and check with a fork in him, make sure that this actor is not back anymore. I want to make sure. Geneva says to you, Frank, Posse becomes a mob hangout. Ooh, Curtis hires Mike as a bartender.
Interesting. Why not?
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
I mean, he does have that mixologist, though. You know.
Oh, the mixologist was amazing drinks. I was like, okay, girl, they weren't that amazing. And you were kind of flirty too. Like, what's going on there? But that could be interesting. He comes back. Curtis takes him in, and then he said, "You be a bartender. You live upstairs." That whole kind of thing. That makes sense.
No, I mean,
That
much
makes
like, I mean, Mike worked for Luke when Luke's nightclub opened, so
Yes,
kind of like fitting for, Sonny to come and work at a bar.
I agree. I agree. I think there'll be something that could be interesting, you guys. I kind of get. There was this hashtag Peter's dead that was going around. Or GH Peter's dead, something like that. I won't believe it till I see it. I just won't believe it until it's in front of my face, my screen.
Yeah.
And then I will not rejoice until then.
I mean, I saw a link saying that Peter's dead, and then from Soap Opera Digest, and I'd click on that link and it would give me nothing. So it's like, yeah, it took me. The Soap Opera Digest thing, tangent. That website was terrible to navigate. So
yeah, it
is. So to find that article, whatever it might contain, couldn't find it. So I'm like, okay, sure. Now, we've talked a lot about Sean. He got his parole denied because of Nicholas. Nicholas worked his magic on that. How invested do you think the show is in really kind of carrying the Sean storyline out? I would love it if they did, but I don't know.
I just don't have any faith. I mean, I just don't, because he is a great character with ties to people in Port Charles.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like excuse my language, it's too many black folks, too many black men in there. You already got Taggart, you already got Curtis. They're gonna add Sean to the mix. They never have that many black people on one side. I think it's gonna be too much. They're gonna either drop Taggart and have him on occasionally to bring back Sean full time, or just mangle the Sean storyline. I don't know. I just don't think they're gonna have that's too many black people.
I mean, I would like to think they're gonna at least keep the Sean storyline going for a little bit because it gives Alexis something to do. Because without that, I don't know like what reason you'd have to go tune in on Alexis.
Hey, Frank. Okay. He's hardly ever on, and it's his son. I'm like, it's like, I'm gonna get more TJ then. I mean, like if he comes on, I mean,
fine with more TJ.
I don't have any faith. I don't have any faith in it though. I don't have any faith in it. I don't.
I would agree. I mean, this storyline just kind of, sat there for years and nothing's come of it. I mean, I agree with you. I have nothing to believe that they could execute it well now. But it could be a great story. I mean, you've got Hayden that's tied into it. I mean,
yeah. It could be a wonderful story if they follow through.
Yeah. And I'm down. Give us more black people on GH. Let's do it.
I want them, Frank. I want them all on there, all that beautifulness. They just don't do it very often. So I'm like, my thing is, I would love that because that ties in Molly, it ties in Sam, it ties in a lot of people that are just, it's an umbrella story that could happen and give folks who are not hardly on some real stuff. Sean and Portia could date. And they can go for Portia, like go outside the box. Sean and Jordan can get back together. I mean, there's a lot of possibility if you and I could write a whole series of stuff they could do, but I don't know if they'll do it. That's the problem. He's a character that's very well liked in the history of GH. You'll like Sean. Chat room, they like Sean. People out there like Sean. The fact that he still have him on right now, I'm just shocked. Maybe still have him on. I thought we'd be done like weeks ago. They still have him on. So I'm just trying to figure out what, and it's again, Frank, it's the pacing. It's dragging on. So I don't know. I don't know. Any doubt it was Nicholas that prevented Sean from getting his parole granted?
No, because he came out of the elevator, which I don't know. He waited all the way to the elevator coming out of GH to be like, and yeah, you can expect a nice thank you from.
Right.
Okay. Thanks for waiting to make it convenient for us to hear that phone call.
I know. Yeah. I heard rumors they're going to try to bring back Hayden. I don't know. I mean, I just watched Rebecca Budig on the All My Children special on E, so I don't know what's going on. So I mean, I don't, I don't know. I again, if I had faith in them, I would. But see, I'm a friend. I'm friends with Rial Andrews. I love to see him more on the show as Taggart. I think he's a very interesting character. And you bring back Sonny, the whole mob stuff. Maybe Taggart goes back on the force. There's only Dante in the force right now. I mean, like, it chases out. So I mean, there's a whole bunch of again. I could write this show, folks. I wouldn't want to, but I could.
I really do not need to see any more scenes of Dante and Sam together. I don't need to see that.
You like the cutesy, you like the cutesy baseball scenes?
Oh, that was garbage from beginning to end. That was garbage. Sam, hanging out in Maxie's room while at the hospital while Dante tried to talk to her. Garbage. Didn't need to talk any of that. Ugh.
I know. But they're giving us Dante and Sam. That's what they're pushing. Because we already got our Jason and Britt, which I'd rather talk about because I love them together. And Liesl, we got our girl Kathleen Gotti back on, supporting her daughter, having that close moment with her daughter when she tells her about the park. I mean,
great.
It was great. I like that's. Go ahead, Frank.
Yes, and I really like that it's Liesl approves of Jason as opposed to Liesl not liking him and trying to get rid of him. It's like, yes, that's great. Fantastic. Because it makes sense that Liesl, with her background, connected with Faison, who, she's well aware of men like that and does not think disapprovingly of them.
I totally agree. And I think it actually plays within the character. She would be fine with Jason for a daughter. I like the fact they acknowledge they've had a rocky past. Mm-hmm. So I hope we stay this way. And she really wants to help out her daughter. I mean, she really does. She don't like these other people who are kind of messing with her. She wants her, and she feels bad because she was with Faison, and she feels responsible. And I thought that was very. I like that. I like that. I like seeing them on the same side.
Yes.
And Liesl has changed in many ways. And her and Anna, that was funny. Her and Anna.
That was, I feel like, a scene long overdue between those two characters to finally be able to hopefully put at least some of that animosity to rest and move on from there. Because
remember, it was a month ago, they had a scene. Remember that scene where they're at Anna's house, and there's a bit of understanding that happened for a minute there. There's a bit of understanding between the two ladies. There's something, there. And they actually have, she did come to the scene trying to kill Anna years ago in Duke. That's another story. But, soap operas, you forget that stuff. But at this point, they literally on the same side. Their enemies were the same enemies. It's like there were things that were happening to both their families. It was just not, and they love Maxie. That was the whole thing. Maxie is one of their binding forces. And yes, and it's they're all. Liesl was chilling on the couch that Jason and Britt banged on. Well, maybe they cleaned it afterwards. I don't know. Soap opera, they cleaned it. I don't know, but I just thought that that's the common thread is they both love Maxie. The Maxie Liesl scene was great too. It was like, don't kill anybody, don't grab me. It was kind of funny, but touching at the same time. Because they have a bond also. They have a bond because of the baby Jane. So I think it's kind of like, I like it. And they brought back Georgie.
Yes, it'd been a while since I'd seen her, so I'm like, oh, hey, yeah, okay, that's you.
Yes.
I am curious why that they had Maxie not tell Britt what really went down.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, well, she was in on it, so
yeah.
Let's just try to protect her, and not if Peter. She thinks Peter's still alive.
True. I guess. Yeah. No, true. I guess keeping it to the bare amount of people that need to know about this.
Yeah. I was thinking at first. I was like, why? Well, maybe she's trying because she's thinking if Peter gets to her, at least she'll know nothing. It might be better. So I think that's probably why she didn't tell, even though they were on the same side, they were playing it together. Again, Brooklyn, I think, is doing a great job with people making fun of it. I like the name Bailey Lois. I like the name, so I don't know what people are talking about. They're like Bailey. Bailey's a great name for a kid. I think that's a great name. So I don't know what people are talking about. I like Bailey.
I will be curious though how much Bobby puts together, because she was sitting there in Beecher's corner waiting for all this to go down and nothing ever happened.
I know. It's like Bobby's like, where's everybody? Where's everybody? Well, what would be kind of funny is if Homegirl is alive and kidnaps Bobby. That'd be a great storyline. Mhm. And like, you gotta pay me because I mean, Homeboy's gone. Homeboy is gone. I mean, Peter. Well, we think he's gone, and she was getting paid by him.
That's
I don't know
true.
what happens. I mean, she's alive. I'm sure she wants her money. I'm sure she does.
As the resident GH historian,
Yes.
reading the online speculation that for Austin, that perhaps he is the son of that country illegitimate child of Edward Quartermain, because it's both of the he moved to that same town that was mentioned here in the storyline.
Jimmy Lee Holtz. Yes.
Yes. Do you like that at prospect? Are you intrigued by that possibility?
I am. I mean, I think Quartermains are always great. They made a huge, grievous error by killing all those Quartermains. Just killing them. It's just dumb. It was just dumb. Why not just recast or send them away? There are Quartermains sitting out there. I mean, we still have Maya. We still have also Dylan's still out there somewhere. You know, there's Quartermains out there, and I just think why not make him a Quartermain and have him come to the house? It'd be kind of fun. I think Roger Howard will do a great job. And, more Quartermains the better. You know, yeah, I think it would be better. I think why not? He looks like them.
Yeah.
So that's the whole story. That's the whole thing about him and Jason and Drew and all that. They're all related somehow. That's what remember in the beginning they were trying to say that, but I can see him fitting right in there. Yeah, why not?
I would be down for that. I mean, just, anything that kind of makes this character more distinct from Franco, the better for me.
Well, the thing is, they built that set, so there's a lot of trouble making a set for a Quartermain house. So I guess they got to use it, that living room and stuff. So more Quartermains, the better. Everybody showed the Quartermain house, which I don't like the new set. I like the old set. That's another story. But I'm glad they're using the Quartermains. Like, why not? And I think and Roger can do comedy, so I think the whole bickering. I think he can do it. I think he fit right on in. Why not? I think why not? I've heard speculation also, and I know that's a great use of history. So it was Julie Holt and Celia Quartermain. She was another Quartermain from another distant cousin. So yeah, why not?
Yeah, it's again, I feel like a really slow rollout with him because he was there for an episode, unconscious for another one, and then just pops in occasionally. Like, let's get the ball rolling on this guy already.
I think they're afraid. They're trying to sprinkle him in.
All right.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're afraid. I don't know. They're afraid. I don't know. But yes. Are you missing anything?
No, I mean, I'm just looking forward to. I mean, if you're going to introduce that Lenny's got a heart problem, then
there's that too.
Yeah, I mean, then we got to get the move on to. I mean, it seems that I'm sure Port Charles is going to be the only place that has a heart surgeon that could help Lenny's particular situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's time to move there, I guess, and Philip can be a nurse at GH.
Nell and Peter show up together. That'd be hilarious. That would be hilarious. They show up together. That would be funny. Hit that like button, people, or don't like us or whatever. Hit those buttons. They help me out on this channel. There's 39 people in today. Thank you for joining us. I want to tell you that the daytime Emmys are in 2 weeks. They're June 25th. I think it's on CBS. I think. Not sure, but we'll do more about that. I have an Emmys Awards special. You can go watch me, Walker Ragsdale, and Gary Waggett talked about it, and it's on my YouTube channel, JLJ Media. It's the Daytime Emmys nomination special. A lot of your favorites are nominated for Emmys this year on General Hospital. Like I know the lead actress category, there's 3 of them that are nominated in there. So go ahead and Monica can save Lenny because she's a cardiologist. I'm saying bring in the Port Charles. Now you can bring in the Port Charles now. I say bring everybody to Port Charles. Let's intermix everybody and see the sparks fly. See Mike still going after Nina and having Jax and Carly lose their shit. That's what I want to see. Because both Jax and Carly will lose it.
There's no way that Carly would be quiet. Like if Mike comes back with no memory of Carly, Carly is not going to let that lie. She's constantly in his.
No, not at all. And Jax will be pissed too.
Yeah,
Jax hates Sonny. He'll be pissed. Oh my goodness, that she's all in. Oh yes, we. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm like, bring in the Port Charles, folks. Bring in the Port Charles.
Well,
But
once the truth comes out, though, is Mike going to want to have anything? Will Mike still want to be with Nina?
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like that's a hard thing to get around. It's like you knew who I really was this whole time. You didn't say a thing, even if I don't remember it. You didn't say anything.
But what if he gets mad at first, but then his heart just is like, the heart wants what it wants.
I tried to stay mad at you, but I just couldn't.
Exactly.
Let's have some of my pasta sauce and work it out.
Exactly. Right. Mm-hmm. Happy birthday, early birthday eve to Annie Goen. It's your birthday tomorrow, Frank. So you better say
something. Happiest of birthdays. Yes.
Better say something to her. She'll get you.
Yikes.
Annie will get you. Annie get your gun. No Sunny Nina. Yeah, folks. It's yeah. Anyway, so that's our show for today because I'm melting over here. So that's our show for today. I'm like, why is it getting hotter all of a sudden? It's getting later at night. It's like 5:20. Why is it getting hotter? We'll be back next week. So we will be back the rest of this month. We'll be back next week. I had to go away for a while and recharge. I met my grandchildren and had a good time. I'm back. We're back. JHP Spotlight is my #1 show on my network. So thank you for making that happen, audio and video. So thank you so much for making that happen. You guess you like listening to us, Frank, and looking at us. You want me to take both. So I'll take it. And all is Frank's happy. And I have to go Jackie, of course. All of the Facebook groups. Thank you for letting me share this with you guys. There's a bunch of Facebook groups of GH. There's a lot of GH Facebook groups. And you allow me to share it on your pages. Thank you so much. Special shout out to GH Canada, my fans up there, my girls up there, GH Fanatics. A bunch of you guys are just great. Yeah, we're gonna get you gonna get me. Lucretia will join us soon. She's out of town, so we'll be back. I know you guys like hearing her stories too. We're back next week at our regular time at 4 thing. Frank, tell me where they can find you if they want to talk to you.
Guys, I don't know why you would, but if you're like you're desperate, you have nowhere else to go, which is terrible. I feel bad for you. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Happy Go Jackie.
That's right. You can follow me. We're all James Lott Jr. is sold at James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms, even on TikTok. Yes. Everybody follow us. See what's going on. GHB Spotlights are on Facebook. Follow us there. Everyone, take care of yourselves and each other, as Jerry Springer would say.